Hello, BookTube. I've got a small Monday mega stuff for you here. It's been a rough few days here at Hyde Cottage, so I'm not going to make this a long video, but I've got a couple of things to chat with you about. Starting with tech, because a number of you were curious about this. This is a $30 tablet that I got, emboldened by $15 cell phone. I got a $15 burner cell phone. Then I got another $15 burner cell phone. Uh, Not only to establish a phone number for myself, since my iPhone seems not willing to do that, but also to find out what kind of a machine a $15 burner cell phone would be. You don't ordinarily hear about them that way. We ordinarily hear about them as merely a means to an end. I got this untraceable prepaid thing that I'm using to make a drug deal happen, but no one's expecting it to perform as a phone because I'm going to throw it in the East River when I'm done with it. But I decided, since I have no drug deals in the immediate future, I thought I would try these things as phones. And I am euphoric but also embarrassed at how well they work. Those two burner phones work just fine. They work, in other words, every bit as fine as my $500 iPhone. And $500 only because I got one used for as cheap a price as I could find it, otherwise $1,000. It works every bit as well as that. It is indistinguishable, especially the second one. The second one has even faster movement on the screen than the first one. So that, as an experiment, abashed me and made me think maybe I'm overpaying for all of my technology. And that made me wonder about tablets. Because I'm a big fan of the handheld tablet, a discrete piece of plastic or metal and glass that can do an enormous amount. It's like carrying around a clipboard-sized, a piece of paper-sized television and computer at the same time. Uh, so I went exploring, and I found a $30 tablet. As you can tell, I still haven't worked out all the bugs on this thing, like, for instance, getting rid of notifications. You must, on all of your technology, especially your phones and tablets, you must disable notifications. You must. You must silence all attempts by your machines to get your attention. You get used to that, and you forget that that's not supposed to happen. They are the recipients of your attention. They are not supposed to make demands on you. So I need to do that. I haven't figured out, because this is a unbelievably knockoff thing. Does it even have a name on it? No, it doesn't have a name anywhere on it. It's got speakers on the bottom, 3 cameras set up on the top there, a charging port on the top there, ordinary basic controls for on and off and volume on the side there, and a SIM card tray. But otherwise, nothing. Otherwise, nothing. And yet, this is a fantastic device. It's a fantastic device. I have a feeling that I have not... The guidebook that came with it, the little guidebook that came with it, is virtually useless. I have a feeling that I have not even begun to scratch the surface of what this thing can do, especially the camera. But I immediately checked, aside from... I haven't silenced notifications, but aside from that, I have been doing a lot of modifying this thing to suit it for my needs. So I got rid of a lot of junky bloatware that was on it. Turns out you can get rid of a lot more of that on one of these things than you can on an iPad. I got a huge amount of memory on this thing, so that even with the bloatware, I don't need to worry. But I got rid of a lot of the stuff that I don't need, reorganized the desktop, installed Instagram and Twitter and Google Docs and YouTube and Google Drive and all my weather apps and whatnot. Installed all of that on here. It was all easy. This came with the Google Play Store. And everything has been working fine on this. There is no point. There has been no point in using this where I've thought, well, I'd love it if I could do that, but I guess I have to go over to an iPad for that. There hasn't been any point at that. The only thing missing is a keyboard. This is a brand sub X 10-inch tablet, so I have no idea what kind of products are out there for Bluetooth keyboards. Ideally, what I would like is a Bluetooth keyboard case for this. I could charge the Bluetooth keyboard for a day and then have it available as an option so that I don't just have this as a tablet. I don't particularly like that aspect anymore, because I like the dedicated keyboard that I have for 7 of 9 that doesn't require charging on its own, and whether or not, of course, this has no prongs, this has no lightning prongs, so it can't have a dedicated keyboard, but probably it's compatible with Bluetooth keyboards out there. The only problem with that is that now that I've experienced fabric skin keys, I don't want to go back. I don't want to type on anything else for the rest of my life. So finding a fabric skin keyboard for a brand X tablet is going to take a little bit of rooting around. It might not be possible, might not exist. That would be the only thing that I miss here. And again, I was reminded when I've been using this thing and other iPads and 7 of 9 with the keyboard, I was reminded of all of those Star Trek Voyager clips that one of you sent me. Because the gist of all of those clips was that those tablets in the 23rd century are profuse. They're everywhere. People have many of them, use them for many things, and don't treat them with a whole lot of reverence, probably because they can be reconstituted, right? They can be wiped and then remade. They're not, in and of themselves, valuable, which is another attitude that takes a bit of shedding if you're used to iPads, where the device itself is, in and of itself, valuable. You are holding $1,000. And by extension, you are also dropping $1,000. And this thing, I have found it is a completely different mind frame. A completely different mind frame touches on this, because this costs $30. No offense to it. It does everything that I want a tablet to do. Amazon Prime, Netflix, YouTube, Gmail, everything. But it only costs $30. I don't need to be extra careful with it. I don't want to be careless, but I don't have to worry about it at all. It costs $30. There were no limited supplies. I could get another one today if I wanted. It takes an hour to configure this thing for my own needs. So $30 in an hour. I have a completely functional tablet. So your tech update is that I feel like a bit of a fool. Many of you have been saying for years now to me, you really ought to explore Android devices as opposed to Apple devices. The Apple device, you really are paying for a brand. And the brand comes part and parcel with less, not more. It's less adaptable. It's less customizable. The only thing it isn't less is less money. Okay, well, it took a while, but the message is starting to get through, because this is an Android device. This is obviously not a clone of anything. So, and it's fantastic. As a tablet, it's fantastic. It is a wonderful addition to my tablet family. So that is your tech update, is that the tech is going really well. One of the only bright spots this weekend. And then we have the mail, and it's a big box. It's a big, heavy box. So this is probably a finished copy, maybe of something larger than... what have we got here? Have we got an art book of some kind? Oh! Oh my God, no! This cannot be! Oh my God! Oh! Okay, it's only one book. I don't think I'm getting any other books today. But what a book! I need to find its release date. It sweeps everything off the table for this afternoon and tonight. It sweeps everything away instantaneously. This is edited by Thomas Fleming, Liliana Davalos, and Marco Mello, and it is Phyllostomids bats, a unique mammalian radiation. Phyllostomids bats, the phyllostomids members of Microchiroptera. Let's see what we have here. No one's going to be interested except me. I've traveled all over the world with bat specialists. With more than 200 species distributed from California through Texas and across most of mainland Mexico, Central and South America, and the islands of the Caribbean Sea, the Phyllostomyidae bat family, American leaf-nosed bats, is one of the world's most diverse mammalian families. From an insectivorous ancestor, species living today over about 30 million years have evolved a hyperdiverse range of diets, from blood or small vertebrates to consuming nectar, pollen, and fruit. Phyllostomed plant visiting species are responsible for pollinating more than 500 species of neotropical shrubs, trees, vines, and many of which are economically and ecologically important. And they also disperse the seeds of at least another 500 plant species. Fruit-eating and seed-dispersing members of this family thus play a critical role in the regeneration of neotropical forests, and the fruit eaters are among the most abundant mammals in these habitats. Phyllostomed bats is the first overview in more than 40 years of the evolution of many morphological, behavioral, psychological, physiological, and ecological adaptations in this family, featuring abundant illustrations as well as details on the current conservation status of Phyllostomed species. Let's see those illustrations. Oh, okay, so it looks like there's a big insert in the middle that shows you our adorable faces, our endless variety of adorable faces. Look at them. Look at them. All designed for the stuff they eat. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Well, I hold my calls. I haven't had a big bat book in a long time. Not only does this sweep all before it in terms of reading, but it's coming in this room, which is extremely rare for a book I get in the mail from a publisher. So, all right, only one book. So you have a tech update. This worked just fine. This was $30, and it works just fine as a tablet. And Phyllostomed bats. So Steve is happy. Steve has earned a little happiness after the last 34 hours. I'm going to wrap this up for now and go spend some time with Microchiroptera. But I will be back. Thank you, BookTube.